financial problems, elder law, criminal law, tax problems, business matters, divorce, personal injury, bankruptcy, your life, your reality. Life is complicated. There is the law and there is reality. Welcome to Law and Reality, sponsored by THAV GROSS. Now here's your host, Ken Gross.
Welcome to this segment of Law and Reality. Today's topic, I think, is a hot one. It is stop. Don't refinance your home to pay down debt. Brian Small.
Good morning, Ken. This is a hot topic. I kind of like this one.
We're taking an edgy position here. Jeffrey Linden.
Morning, Ken. Refinancing to pay off debt comes up many times a day, all the time.
Half the commercials on TV.
Good morning, Ken.
Jim Semasco, good to see you again.
Great to be here, and I agree. You can't turn on the radio without hearing, Shore Mortgage, Rocket Mortgage, those places.
I guarantee you on our YouTube channel, I will get comments back saying you're out of your mind because of what the premise of this show is. But I'm throwing out the headline. I'm not saying this is an absolute, but I'm saying before you refinance to pay down debt, you need to analyze whether that's the smart move. The lending industry always wants you, the ones who are giving you the mortgages, the refinance or the home equity line, they always want to say you can take your high interest debt and get rid of it by borrowing money against your home on a lower interest rate mortgage.
Well, the basic premise of that is always that traditionally home values keep going up, so you're never going to lose money by refinancing and paying off your credit card debt, and if you get in trouble, you can always sell your house. However,
pause that to the... Go on.
I was going to say, however, if you look at it through the analysis we're about to do, you're going to find out that that's probably a really bad idea.
Well, here's the starting point for me. 3-point retirement plan. You want to own your home free and clear, have zero debt, and cash in the bank by the time you're ready to retire. The conflict here is when you refinance your home, you then continue to carry the debt on your house, and when does your house get paid off? I was a serial refinancer in the 80s. I think I refinanced my house 3-4 times before I stopped refinancing and finally got it paid off. And I still ended up getting it paid off in 31 years from the time I bought the house. But it was a lot more effort to do it. Had I just paid it off and never refinanced, it would have been a lot easier. So, but let's talk about the cash refinance first. You hear this term of art, cash out refinance. So I popped that into Google. Only 80,300,000 hits.
Wow.
So it's not that common of a topic.
Right.
Okay. How's it defined? When you take out a new home loan for more money than what you owe on your current loan and receive the difference in cash. Example, your home is worth $300,000, you owe $200,000, you have $100,000 of equity. Nice article I found by bankrate.com showing the issues that we go through. Cash out mortgage financing, how it works, and when it's the right option.
Your reading list is so fascinating. Bankrate.com, nerdwallet.com.
Nerdwallet.com is one of my favorite sites.
I use it all the time.
Yeah, I just find it's just humorous to me.
It is sponsored and backed by the credit card industry. The editorial side of it keeps enough distance that they do provide, I think, some good advice. They are influenced by the banks. You should know that. And so is bankrate.com. But one thing they're saying is when you do a cash out refinance, you have to leave, the general rule is you got to leave 20% equity in the home. If you did a cash out refinance for more than that, you're going to start paying private mortgage insurance, which is going to further increase the cost of that refinance. You need to get your home appraised. You could end up with a very different loan than you had. You're going to pay closing costs on that loan of 3 to 5%, and the money doesn't necessarily land in your bank account right away, but that's not that big of a deal. Advantages that they cite, that's what I want to talk about. You can lower your rate. The cost to borrow could be lower because you're getting rid of high interest credit card debt. You can improve your credit. You can take advantage of tax deductions. These are not false statements.
No, but it always amuses me when somebody says, my house is paid off. I can't itemize my taxes anymore. So you don't get to deduct the interest. I need more tax deductions. I'm like, but your house is paid off. It doesn't matter anymore. So what? People look at...
I never understood the mentality of, like, I need to spend $1 to save 30 cents.
Yeah.
It's just the way people are kind of, you kind of are ingrained into that thought process.
Real quick on
the
this
only one
cash.
that is true is if you could still, when we used to have this, the $10,000 deduction on state income taxes.
When you, a real quick concept though, it depends on what you're taking money out of your house for. Remember that. There's two lines of thought. One is if you're going to use it to pay down credit card debt, I disagree with that, and I always will. If you're using it to...
But wait, you're paying 20% on your credit cards, and you're going to refinance, and you're going to have, at today's market rates, you're going to have a 5% mortgage. You're saving 15%.
No, you're not. You're stealing from your 3-point retirement plan. There's a better way to get out of debt.
That's what we have to analyze.
But if
that's the big issue.
if you're trying to do an improvement on your house, a cash out refinance might be worthwhile. Let's say you're redoing your kitchen.
Because you're building the value of the home.
Right. You're redoing your kitchen, you're redoing the master bathroom, you're redoing something
What about
within
putting
the
in a
house.
built-in pool?
Some people will tell you that a pool is an investment, and some people will tell you that it's a hole in the water that you threw money into.
My kids would say, what about education? What about college for the kids?
Work hard, get a job, kids.
There you go.
You know?
I'll tell them that.
Yeah, you refinance the home, you pull out $50,000 to pay for a year and a half of college for your kid. It's a good thing for your kid, but now you have $50,000 less equity in your home to retire with. It's a hard issue.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to take a case study, Ron and Nancy, after the break, and we're going to try and flush this issue out.
If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV GROSS specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
I was married for 57 years before my husband died.
Simasco Law had established a trust for them before this happened.
There's so much to do in the beginning, but after about a month, you're kind of alone.
We deal with estate planning and trusts every day.
If you continue to have good support and know that your finances and your estate is in order, that's one thing that's so comforting. I would just highly recommend Simasco Law.
You can't work. You have to deal with pain and stress. Worse yet, our system for applying for disability benefits seeks to deny you the benefits you're entitled. Jeff Kirschner is an expert in obtaining disability and workers' compensation benefits for his clients. You need to call Jeff before you apply or after you're denied to get the benefits you deserve. 888-235-HELP. 888-235-HELP. Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. but you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV GROSS.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV GROSS today, 888-235-HELP.
Okay, our clients, Ron and Nancy, very esteemed couple. Fair market value of their home, $360,000. Mortgage, $100,000, so they got $260,000 of equity. Income, $175,000 a year. They've got $150,000 of credit card debt. Mm-hmm. Is that?
No, it's not unusual. It's these days actually. To see somebody walk in with anywhere from $80,000 to $150,000 worth of credit card debt is not unusual at all.
But now let's put some numbers on it. The credit card monthly payments on $150,000 at 2.5% per month, your average monthly payment, is $3,750 a month. Their mortgage payment's $1,200 a month. So they got $4,950 a month going out on these two items.
I want to stop you just to make a point. They make $175,000 a year and they have $150,000 worth of credit card debt. I want to translate this back to somebody making $60,000 a year, having $60,000 worth of credit card debt. It's more harmful on the $60,000 a year person's lifestyle and ability to fund their life than it is the $175,000 wage earner. It's the more credit card debt you have, yes, it's terrible in the first place, but if you're a normal person making $60,000, $70,000 a year and you're carrying...
It's just a complete, it's just a noose around your neck,
yeah.
And it's going to strangle you and cut you off to the point where first you can't talk, then you can't breathe, and then you die.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, but for Ron and Nancy at $175,000, you know what it is for them to continue carrying it? It's you made enough money that you could have lived your lives and retired comfortably and had a nice retirement, but instead you continued to pay 20% interest on this credit card debt for 30 years, and you're going to find yourself at 70 years old and you're still going to have to work because you will not have enough money to retire with.
Yep.
So that's also a very sad, bad story. It's different for the $60,000 earner. He's just going to get completely suffocated early on. But for Ron and Nancy, they can continue to carry the debt. They're just giving away their retirement. And I think that's a big shame as well.
Well,
now,
but there's going to come a day where possibly they have to retire. And when they have to retire because they can't work anymore,
they got to deal with it.
The problem now becomes monumental.
Okay, let's go to Bob, the mortgage broker. He says, Ron, Nancy, I got the solution for you. We're going to do a cash-out refinance. We're going to leave 20% equity in your home because that's what the bank wants. So you can get $288 of the fair market value of your home, less the $100 you owe. You have $188,000 available to you on a cash-out refinance. Closing costs are going to be $9,400. Your credit cards are $150. You'll have $28,600 cash left that you can put in savings and invest, and then you go forward. And here's how it's going to work for you. If you take the $288,000 new mortgage on a 30-year at 5%, your payment's going to go to $1,550 a month from the $1,200 you're currently paying. Or if you did it on a 15-year mortgage, your payment's going to go to $2,277. So on a 15-year, you're going from $1,200 to $2,277, but you're getting rid of $3,750 worth of credit card payments.
Cash flow is improving dramatically. It's amazing.
So, isn't that a good thing?
No.
Because here's, let me just kind of walk you through the numbers. The net
I
worth
said no.
is basically the same.
Well, the fact is they're going to run up their credit card debt again after they
Well, that's
pay it
a
off.
second possibility.
That's a big problem. What about the mortgage balance in 10 years? If they don't refinance the house, their mortgage balance in 10 years is what?
Significantly lower.
Zero.
Yes.
If they take out the 30-year mortgage on the $288,000, their mortgage balance is going to be $125,000. If they take out the 15-year, oh no, I'm sorry, that's not their mortgage balance, their net equity. Their equity in the house in 10 years is going to be $360,
Well,
assuming no appreciation.
Here's on that
Let
new
me, let me
30-year.
get, let me get the numbers. On the new 30-year mortgage, their equity in the house is going to be $125,000. If they take out the 15-year mortgage, their equity in 10 years is going to be $239,000.
So, but actually, you have to, just so people understand, when you take out a new 30-year mortgage, you don't really start paying down principal in any significant way for 7 to 10 years on that new mortgage. So
Right.
effectively, if you borrow out $288,000 again total, and 10 years later you still might owe $268,000.
Right.
So your position isn't making you to the point where when you retire you own your own home free and clear,
Right.
which is the 3-point retirement
Which is the
plan.
goal.
Because
So-
most people don't understand that mortgages front load the interest. You're paying
Right.
most of the interest at the beginning.
Right. So between the two options, if we're going to do the cash out refinance, do we all agree that if you're going to do it, you have to do the 15-year because the 30-year is by far a worse outcome?
Yes.
Okay. The question, though, is should you do the 15-year?
No.
You say no.
No.
What do you say?
No.
Absolutely not.
Your brother might say yes,
He may say that, but
then we'd have to convince him on the numbers.
but I'm the accountant in the family.
There you go. Okay, Pat, I know you're watching, so I want to know. I want to hear the phone call that comes later between the two of you. But it's a hard issue. Bob is saying, I don't understand, Brian. Their payment's going to go to $22.77, so it's going to go up $1,200. They were paying $37.50. They're saving $2,500 a month. They're getting rid of the 20% credit cards. Why are you saying this is a bad deal? How else are they going to get rid of the credit cards?
I can get them out of
Bonus
debt.
ponens?
I don't know what that is, but I know this much. I can get them out of debt in approximately 2 years, and their mortgage payment will stay $1,200.
Well, let's take a break, and then we'll find out what Brian has in mind.
Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV GROSS.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV GROSS. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. Is the debt piling up? Struggling to get by?
It's all about preserving future income. Bankruptcy is one option. When it's right, it's the least costly, most effective way to save your home, eliminate a second mortgage, and wipe out credit card debt. But you need to address the problem now.
We help people with bankruptcy. Call the experts.
We're THAV GROSS. Our firm will solve your problem.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
Pat was recommended by a friend who insisted that we really needed a trust. And he said, I know somebody who will do a good job for you.
At Samasco Law, we deal with estate planning and trusts every day.
We had excellent service from Samasco Law. Any questions we had were addressed. Our estate is in order and it had been set up so well that nothing needed to be done. I would just highly recommend Samasco Law.
Time for announcements. So I remind our viewers to listen to us for Law and Reality Live on the Praise Network, Tuesdays 10 o'clock a.m., Saturdays 7 o'clock a.m., and on KISS 105.9, Sundays 7 o'clock a.m. Live seminars are back. Wednesday, May 18th, 6 to 7:30 p.m., Estate Planning 101, the absolute essentials. Be sure and join us. We're going to cover the basic elements of an estate plan, documents you need while living. We're going to make sure your assets go where you want them to go, and how to avoid the cost of probate, and what you need to know about probate. Attendees receive a $300 gold certificate off the cost of an estate plan. Sign up thavgross.com, lawandreality.com, or call. It's 888-235-HELP. Then on Wednesday, June 8th, 6 to 7:30 p.m., how to make debt a thing of the past. We'll go to all the methods we use to eliminate debt so that you can try and keep pace with your debt to actually save money for your future. Well, the whole goal is so you have something to retire with when that time comes. Debt elimination is a key part of that process. We're going to have a special segment with Jeff Linden on how to resolve tax issues. Attendees get a free copy of my book, Dump Your Debt. Sign up for that one the same way, thavgross.com, lawandreality.com, or call 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. Remember, you can always come in for a free consultation. Just call our offices, 888-235-HELP, or go online, and there's boxes to click to sign up for a free consultation. Debt issues, tax issues, estate planning issues, business issues, elder law issues with Pat or Jim Samasco, disability issues with Jeff Kirshner. Sign up at lawandreality.com or call 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP. Also, go online, check out the free reports. Resolving Tax Problems, The Real Solutions by myself and Jeff Linden. Bankruptcy, Is It Right for Me by Brian Small. How to Save Your Home from Foreclosure. Business Formations, Loans and Grants for Small Businesses in Detroit and Michigan. And The Retiree's Guide to Social Security from Pat Samasco. I want to thank our sponsors, THAV Gross, Samasco Law, Kirshner Law. Now back to the show.
Tax problems are major problems. Don't let the IRS levy your wages and seize your assets. There is a solution.
We're THAV Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
If you're behind on your taxes and owe money to the IRS, call THAV Gross.
We've been solving tax problems for 32 years. We stop wage levies, resolve unfiled returns, and obtain the best possible settlements.
Call THAV Gross today, 888-235-HELP. If you're retired and in a financial crisis, there is a way out.
It pains me when I see a retired couple exhaust their savings by paying credit card bills and for a home hopelessly underwater.
THAV Gross specializes in helping retired people in financial crisis.
You just can't keep paying until you're broke. You need to address the problem now.
888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
We're THAV Gross. Our firm will solve your problem.
Carrying too much debt? Resolve your debt. Call THAV Gross.
You don't need to be broke, and you don't need to hit rock bottom. If you have income and you're struggling with debt, dump it. Think about the next 10 or 20 years. If you do what the banks tell you, you'll have nothing to retire with. There is a solution.
Don't waste your future. Call THAV Gross. We're experts at eliminating credit card debt. 888-235-HELP. That's 888-235-HELP.
All right, so Brian, you're telling me you've got a solution. How are you going to get rid of this credit card debt?
The power of the minimum monthly payment.
All right, tell me quickly, not in the long version.
Okay, so they've been paying $3,750 a month on their credit cards. Okay? They're used to doing that. If we take that money and instead of paying the credit card companies, we pool it up and save it.
That's $3,750 a month.
In 24 months, it's $90,000. I assure you that $90,000 historically has been more than enough to settle their entire $150,000 for the credit card.
Not only that, it settles the debt, it covers the legal costs, and if there's any tax consequences arising from settling the debt, which sometimes there are, it covers the tax consequences.
Absolutely.
That's the budget that we use for what we call debt resolution.
And when we take that, now instead of them paying another 15 years at this higher monthly payment.
Let me put it into a chart, because I did one. Okay, so 3 columns, your current mortgage, 30-year and 15 years. Okay, so in the first 2 years, we're going to use that $3,750 to settle the credit card debt. So we're not going to save any money off of it. If we did the 30-year mortgage, we would have an additional $3,400 a month available to us during that next 2 years. At 5% earnings, that would accumulate $85,000, and on the 15-year, we'd have only $2,673. The difference between the $3,750 less the increase in the mortgage payment, we accumulate $67,250.
So
in the first 2
short
years,
term,
it looks good.
It makes more sense to refinance.
Now, years 3 through 10. In years 3 through 10, now we've gotten rid of all the credit card debt. We are now saving $3,750 a month for the next 96 months at 5% interest. That's $439,000. On the 30-year, we're saving $3,400 a month times 96. That's $398. And on the 15-year, we're saving $2,673 over that 96 months. That's $313,000. Now take the third tranche, 11 to 15 years. We're now saving $49.50 for Ron and Nancy because they've paid off the house.
They've paid off the house.
That accumulates to another $335,000. We're saving $3,400 only on the 30-year mortgage because we haven't paid off the house. That's $230,000, and we're saving $181,000 on the 15-year because we're still paying off the 15-year. The house equity at the end of the 15 years, on the one where we didn't refinance, is $360,000. On the 30-year, it's only $164,000. On the 15-year, it's back to the $360,000 because we've paid off the house.
Yeah, but that's not the telling thing, because the reality is okay, great, the house is paid off.
Look at your bottom line.
It's the bottom
The
line.
bottom line is, if you didn't refinance and you did debt resolution, your net worth is $1.1 million. If you took the 30-year mortgage, your equity in your house plus the savings, $648,000. On the 15-year, $561,000. The bottom line is, you are better off getting rid of the credit card debt rather than refinancing it at the lower interest rate. But Bob's going to say, if you do what Brian is saying, your credit score is going to go down.
I was just going to say, the most common question I get is, what about my credit score? And credit scores heal. They get better. In that, the minute we get those debts settled, the credit score is going to start improving. And think about the fact that
first it's going to go down.
It's going to go down, but 2 years, 3 years into this process, the credit score is going to be back up where it was. And is it worth an extra $500,000, which is what the difference in your equity position is, to hurt your credit score for a little bit?
Well, and what most
I would
people
think
don't
so.
realize is, if they're not going to need to borrow money under the plan, they're not going to need their credit score. You don't need your credit score to answer the phone. You don't need your credit score to buy groceries.
And you barely need a credit score to get a car these days.
Let me ask you this question.
I'm going to say, I think the bottom line is go to the professional early. Go to the lawyer, go to the financial planner, and work out a plan early. I think lawyers are like doctors. Go there when you first see a sign of trouble. Don't wait till it gets bad.
There's some independence there. The mortgage broker doesn't make any money unless he refinances the house. He's never going to tell you it's not a good thing. If you put 10 bankers in the room and they all work for credit card companies, they're all going to say it's a bad idea. After they're retired, they might say something different. Have a great week. We'll be back next week with Law and Reality.